Hi everyone, this is Shamin, Chief Digital Marketing Officer at Sky Digital Agency. In my previous video, I briefly explained how hashtags work on Facebook, and we all know that this hashtag has been made famous or introduced to us by Twitter. Of course, in Singapore's context, Twitter is not a platform that we regularly use on a personal or even business, but I think there are people in Singapore who use Twitter quite a bit, and hashtag is going to work a little bit differently on each platform. Today, I'd like to share with you how I would do my research on hashtags for Facebook and how I would pick up my hashtags, which you can also try to adopt. I would say that there is one very important feature on Facebook that does not allow us to follow the hashtag, which is why I think there is no insight to tell you whether or not there is additional reach of the hashtags that you have used. But one of the key things that I try to tell everybody who asks me about hashtags on Facebook is we want to prepare our content, we want to optimize our content for search. How hashtag works on Facebook is if I were to click through this hashtag, which I just did here, you would see that there are content on this hashtag. And I can filter through, and you would realize that my most recent post, which is about the ugly truth about Instagram, which was just posted about 18 hours yesterday, 18 hours ago, is not here. Our 13th July post is actually featured here. And if I scroll through, I will see other agencies' posts that are using this hashtag specifically. So one of the key things to remember is you want to look at the contents that are being posted here. There are some hashtags that are relevant to the topic that you're sharing, relevant to your industry, but you might see a lot of spam in those hashtags. One of them might be social media. There are 1.9 million people posting about this. That's a lot. If I were to look through, it's 8 hours. That's very recent. This is another one by Mary Smith. You can see that her content was posted on 7 January 2021, but it is still ranking. I would look through all those different posts and see whether it's relevant. If it is not very relevant, I would think that people would not really follow or would not really look through or click through or use it as a search. But of course, that being said, anyone who search would actually be searching hashtag social media rather than hashtag social media SG. There is a possibility when they will search for social media SG, and that is when they realize that the content on social media is too generic and they want a localized hashtag. So they would actually use it. We have to pay a little bit of attention here to how people, how audiences, how customers are engaging with hashtags. The other hashtag maybe to look for is to add a word to it besides localizing it. For example, SG, which not a lot of people are using. That's why they did not tell us how many people are posting about this. So 144,000 is actually a good size number. I would call it a medium size hashtag. Some people like to call it small, but to me, I think this is medium size. Reason because of the number of followers that we have. So we have about 742 followers on our Facebook page. And I think if we go into 500,000 or a million big hashtags, people are using it, our content will not be ranking. And you can see that some of our contents rank in some of these hashtags because they are small to medium-sized hashtags on Facebook. Some considerations I would check is who is using these hashtags? Is it relevant to me, even though the word might be relevant, but are the contents inside this hashtag relevant to my business? Second, I would check how popular is this hashtag, how many people are using it. I try not to use hashtags that are too generic, too big, but of course, as mentioned, I would encourage you to use your brand hashtags no matter what, because you need your content to be in your brand hashtag. And another one is, I think you can look at varying. So what I like to do is always to use some hashtags that are to your topic, a little bit broad. You know, there's some action, there's things going on, there's things happening to contents going to these hashtags. Secondly, I would actually use localized hashtag. So I would add SG on some of these hashtags. Number three, I would actually use my brand hashtag. So these are three categories of how I would use hashtags. And typically, although I use a lot of hashtags in this post here, I actually recommend 10 to 15 hashtags for Facebook. I would say that it is more so to kind of categorize your post and to prepare yourself, your content, your page for searchability, especially if Facebook decides to roll out a feature eventually in a version to allow us to follow hashtag. I think that there is a huge possibility that it might happen because we can follow hashtags on Instagram, we can follow hashtags on LinkedIn. I don't see why there is not a possibility for this to happen. All right. So I like to also think about content pillars to allow me to use different hashtags in my posts. So you would see my first post is about Instagram, my second post is about SMART goals, my third post is about our digital marketing, our social media marketing course, and then you would see that this is a post about email marketing as well. So I like to think about content pillars so that I can use different types of hashtags and to test out the kind of content and reach that I'm getting on different types of content topics that I'm sharing on Facebook, on social media. And also, I think what I like to do is I like to think about hashtags that my customers, my clients may potentially be at. So one of the series of posts that we have prepared are very specific to, say, retail owners, e-commerce owners, or even insurance agents, right? We want to help them to understand what can be improved, what are some things that they can do to kind of increase their brand awareness and exposure. So when we think about where our customers are at and we create contents for our customers, it is going to help our customers find our content. And on Instagram, this happens very often when we create contents and we use hashtags such as insurance agent SG. There are a lot of insurance agents that actually follow the hashtag or check out contents via those hashtags, and they have actually found our content and they also follow us. And that is how you should think about your hashtags as well. Where are your customers at? Because if I'm actually going to use MailChimp or MailChimp course or social media SG, these are hashtags that my competitors use. Actually, I would encourage you to balance that out, and that's why all these hashtags add up to about 10 to 15 hashtags. And if you really look at the hashtags that I've been using here, they actually add up to about 20 or more hashtags. So that is my guide on how to use or how to be strategic, how to think about hashtags on Facebook. If you're wondering how you can use hashtags on platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn, be sure to check out our videos that are on our YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe so that you will not miss any notification when our videos goes up. And thank you so much for watching this video. I look forward to hearing from you if you have any questions about what I've just shared in this video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.